Hello, I'm Neal.
And I'm Paul, and this is another educational video brought to you by Elk Castle Shooting Sports.
That's right.
Neal, deer hunting. That time of year, never actually been on a deer hunt, and I'm looking for a good quality bolt-action rifle. What would you recommend?
Well, there's a lot more bolt actions on the market than there ever have been, and most of them are very good guns. I guess first of all, it's important to know the differences between some of them. There's several things you want to take in consideration when you buy a bolt action. There's two basic types of bolt action rifles, and I'm going to start with my first one because this is my favorite one. This is a Model 70 Winchester. This is a basic Mauser 98 design. It's the Sportsman's modern Mauser 98. The bolt has a full-length claw extractor down the side. It's a controlled round feed action. Now what that means to you, Paul, is that when you cycle this action, that claw extractor is going to grasp the cartridge case by the head of the cartridge, and it's going to guide it all the way into the chamber, and when it extracted, it's going to have a positive extraction. It's going to pull it right straight out. It's a controlled round feed. Controlled round guns tend to function very smoothly.
Now, I've heard that with the control feed that you can actually be upside down and it will still function.
A lot of times the guys are going to Africa if they're going to hunt big brown bears or something dangerous. Yes, because it's a controlled round feed, you get knocked on your can by a rhino or a Cape buffalo or a bear or whatever, you're laying upside down in the mud, this thing will absolutely function 100% while you're laying on your back. Okay? That's a controlled round feed rifle. This is a Weatherby, very popular, very high quality push feed. They don't work any better or less necessarily than a controlled feed. It's just a different type. But they're just going to push. They just shove the cartridge out of the magazine into the chamber, and then they have a little extractor on the bolt face that pulls the cartridge out. That's a Weatherby. A very popular push feed is also the Remington 700. Remingtons have always had a very good reputation for accuracy. They're one of the more accurate bolt actions out of the box on the market. Okay. Some other common push feeds would be the Browning A-bolt or X-bolt. Any rifle by Seiko or Tikka is going to be a good push feed rifle. The only other two controlled round guns that just come to mind immediately are the modern Rugers and any rifle by CZ. That's going to be a controlled round feed gun.
Well, let me ask you. I noticed there were two different guns here. I understand this one's a satin finish and this was a gloss. What would be the choice between going with a satin compared to a gloss one going out in the brush?
There's a point reached with any gun, and hunting rifles are no exception, where it all comes down to personal preference.
I mean, it's a lovely stock, but what about scratching it? How easy is it to fix?
Well, with a high gloss stock like this, it's going to be harder to fix because the only way to fix a scratch in that is basically to refinish the gun. With an oil finish stock, and this is actually not a true oil finish, with an oil finish stock you can cover up those scratches pretty easily. That's why a lot of people go to something like this. This is a Kimber, which is actually a controlled feed gun, and this has a synthetic stock on it. Now, a lot of people, when they come in, they ask me, what's the most accurate gun? What's the most accurate rifle out of the box? Any modern hunting rifle, in the last couple of years, I've shot everything from Brownings to single-shot Rugers and H&Rs, and I've shot Remingtons, you name it. I've shot them all, sighting men for people the last few years. I have yet to find one with good optics, which is a subject for another video, that would not do an inch, inch and a half at 100 yards. And that's plenty good accuracy for your hunting needs. Now, cartridges.
That was going to be my next question. Caliber. I've had people come into the store a couple times. I've had one guy even tell me he used a 3378 from a Weatherby to hunt deer. Isn't that kind of large?
I was 18 years old once, like a week or maybe 2 weeks ago, and I was getting into deer hunting, and I decided I needed to get something that was big and powerful that would go out and knock over a deer or an elk, at 1,000 yards if I needed to. So I went out and I bought a 300 Weatherby Magnum, which is a Haas. And I paid a lot of money for my ammunition, and when I took it to the range, it hurt like heck. But I had a 300 Weatherby. And I've gotten a little older and hopefully a little more wiser. I realize you don't need a huge caliber to shoot deer. This is a 300 Magnum, 300 Winchester Magnum. It'll definitely kill a deer. It won't kill it too much. First deer I ever killed, I shot with a 7 mag. He was not too dead. He was just enough dead. 300 Magnum will work. You're going to pay the price and cost of ammunition and felt recoil. This is a 30-06. People have been using a 30-06 to kill everything on the planet for the last 100 years. Very reliable deer killer, and you can find ammunition for it anywhere. 270. 30-06's little cousin is a 30-06 case, neck down to 27 caliber, shoots a little bit lighter bullet, shoots at higher velocity. So you've got a flatter trajectory for reaching out and hitting something. 243, and this is where we get into a little bit of controversy. Smaller, lighter bullets traveling at faster speeds, which is what you get in the 243, tend to blow up on the first hard thing they hit, like a shoulder bone or a rib. So they don't get the penetration in there to the vitals and kill the animal. A 243 can be a very good deer killer, but if you're a novice or you're not good with shot placement or you don't want to cheat the odds, you might go with a little bit larger caliber. This is a 22 250 round. I have never been a proponent of the 22 caliber rifles for hunting deer because they're small, light, frangible bullets, and I want something that I know is going to give me some good penetration on a game animal. Now, last year, I shot a deer with a 22 250. One shot, he was dead. But I got some help. I went out and bought Federal Premium ammunition. This is a 60 grain nozzle partition bullet. 60 grain is heavier than most 22 250 ammunition, and the nozzle partition bullet is a controlled expansion bullet. It's designed to hold together even if it hits something.
Okay, so it's matter of fact, it's the kind of the choice of ammo with the rifle that you have that will help you put your deer down.
Absolutely.
So I guess the only thing I have left to do is find the deer.
Yes. And I'll sell you the rifle. And we do carry a full line of Weatherby rifles here. We carry Winchesters. We're direct with pretty much everybody in the book, so we can get you Tikkas, we can get you Berettas, Rugers, Remingtons, Brownings, whatever you want.
All right, awesome. Well, I got an idea where to start. Thanks, Neal.
Thank you, Paul.
I took your advice when we started talking about deer rifles.
All right.
I went and looked through. I bought me a Winchester Model 70 featherweight 30-06.
I support your decision, sir.
Now, optics. I just went through the store and I looked, and we have optics galore. We have everything from standard Weavers to Swarovskis, Zeiss.
Got them coming out our ears, basically, is what you're trying to say.
What am I choosing now? I don't plan on shooting far, but what do you recommend?
Well, when it comes to optics, you're going to take a few things into consideration. First of all, buy the best glass you can afford to put on your gun, because you can't hit what you can't see.